It's not going to be a normal video today, guys. It's not going to be primarily focused around the gym. It's going to be focused around mental health, recovery, moving forward, and something that I've not really told you guys over this past little while, and it's been pretty significant. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head to the gym. I've got my joggers in here. I'm going to have a little snack for on the way. I've got my water bottle, and I'll see you at some point. Dead, not dead, literally dead. Everything's broke, so I'm trying to use my AirPods.
I get up, time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. See the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them. To see the horizon, turn us to thousands, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And
absolutely stunning tonight. If I wanted to talk about anything, it would come to quitting weed, quitting smoking in general, moving forward, recovering and mental health, because I quit weed just over a week ago after smoking heavily every day for about 4 years, and it was genuinely one of the most horrifying weeks of my life. I was in the hospital for one of the days for extreme palpitations, which is your heart beating really fast, and extreme nausea, and I couldn't get out of bed for about a week, let alone go to the gym. I couldn't eat properly, I couldn't film, and I struggled to even socialise, and it kind of taught me that to move forward and to progress, you need to not just get rid of the bad habits but replace them. And so since I've quit weed, I've had such a substantial change in my life when it comes to nutrition, when it comes to my appetite, when it comes to my socialism, when it comes to just me in general. I'm such a more happy and content person, from what I've noticed anyway. I'm eating so much more, I'm socialising so much more, but I'm so much more happy when I am socialising. Sorry, the sky looks gorgeous, but if there is anyone that's in my shoes, or the shoes that I was in when it comes to smoking, when it comes to severe anxiety being toppled on top of that, please know you're not alone. Please know that it does not last forever at all. I'll go deeper on the subject when I'm at home. I'm going to cook some chicken and rice, and I'll obviously talk about it a lot more, but that's the primary focus. And I just want to let you know that if you are going through this, then you will be okay. It will be okay. It's terrifying being a part of the cycle, trying to break the cycle. It's terrifying. As a man, it is terrifying. But like I said, instead of just cutting out the bad habits, you've got to almost replace them. Given a week, I've got a new kitten, I've got into a new TV show, got a new style of clothing and everything. Not bought anything yet, but I'm already starting to change things up. I've been focusing a lot more on the gym, a lot more on my nutrition, a lot more on recovery, and honestly, I could not feel better. I've been going to the gym consistently again. I've just obviously filmed a video, and life, it's only going forward. It really is. If there's one massive thing that I've noticed about quitting weed, it's that my appetite has substantially gone up. I've been eating 8 meals a day and eating about 4,000 calories a day, nearly 200 grams of protein a day, and it's just great. It really is. All I can think about is the course of eating over weeks, months, and that obviously contributes towards progress, recovery. Like I said, I just really want you to know that if you've been through that situation, or if you're going through that situation, you're not alone, and it's not the end of it. Genuinely, it's terrifying, but it's not the end of it. You will make it through, and that's a promise from me. It really is. I thought my life was going to be over after that week. I was so terrified. I didn't think I was going to be able to eat again, properly anyway. Didn't think I was going to be able to go to the gym again. Didn't think I was going to be able to film again. Didn't think any of it. But look at me now. I'm out in the street at 4 in the morning, filming a YouTube video, and I'm about to go make some chicken and rice. I've ate about 6 meals today, and I'm feeling great. The cycle of smoking is so scary, wondering if you're ever going to be able to eat properly again without having the munchies, or being able to sleep properly without the weed. But given a week and a half of quitting, I couldn't actually feel better. I've been finding myself being grateful for ordinary things, life. Like, that's probably because of the terrifying week that I've been through, and I couldn't actually do normal things. But I'm just like, I'm finding myself so grateful for being able to eat what I'm eating when I'm eating, being able to walk about at times like this, being able to buy new clothes such as leather jackets, which you wait for. All I'm saying is you wait for some Chelsea boots, cowboy boots, whatever, bootleg, bootcut jeans. Holy shit, I'm gonna start fucking getting all artistic about my new style. But yeah, I just find myself being so much more grateful about little things, about ordinary things, and I'm loving it. I really am. I've just found myself coming to this park. I'm gonna sit down, probably on the tyre swing, eat some knickknacks. They're a crisp that I've got in my bag. But genuinely, quitting weed, I know it doesn't seem like it when you're smoking it. It's one of the best things you can do for yourself, mentally, physically. I genuinely couldn't feel better right now. Knickknacks. Like I said, I'll touch more on the subject of quitting weed and recovery and mental health, etc. when I'm home. But recently, I've had my prom. I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoyed it. I liked my outfit. I felt really snazzy. I dressed up with my dad. My dad dropped me off. He acted as if he was my chauffeur. He opened the door for me and that. We went in his wagon. It was just such a great night. Even then, I was terrified. I was terrified that I wasn't even going to make it to prom. Eating, I tried to eat because I was starving. About 3 hours before prom, it shut me up because I ate too much and I started to feel nauseous and my palpitations were coming back. And I was like, am I even going to make it to prom? Turns out I pushed myself through. I made it. Ever since then, really, I've been feeling on top of the world. Listening to Enjoy the Silence, absolute tune. I've been watching The Vampire Diaries recently. Honestly, if you haven't watched it, I recommend you do watch it. If you have watched it, let me know in the comments. It is such a good show. I'm only on season 2, but I feel like it's not made me copy Damon or Stefan's style, but it's got me into researching about the style itself. Leather jackets, I've learned a lot about the style, about different styles, different silhouettes, different frames that obviously you need in order to wear one. Found out through pictures, through trying out clothes, that I needed to have the right frame. No, not that I needed to have the right frame, that I have the right frame. And I'll pull up the pictures, but I'm buying this £150 leather jacket at the end of the month. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm currently job hunting. I might look at Tesco, follow up in Caden Pern's path, but like even then, I was terrified the first day going out to look for a leather jacket. This is a Ben Sherman, by the way, not a leather jacket. This is my mum's. It's unisex, so it's not a girl's jacket, but she bought this before I was even born. This is not just vintage, it has stories behind it. And so yeah, like I was saying, I was terrified of even going out to go and buy, to go and try on leather jackets, to go and try on jeans, to go and try on shirts. And honestly, in them moments, you just, as much as anxiety is so real, I fucking know that, believe me, I know that, it was terrifying. Once you push yourself through, it's like, not only are you pushing yourself through, you're giving yourself resilience, you're teaching yourself that it is possible, and you're kind of giving your body and brain evidence. Or even then, you've got to be light to yourself, because I thought I was going to throw up in the Uber on the way there. I pushed through it, but at the same time I knew that if I really needed to, I could just go home. I didn't have to stay there, I could just go home. So as much as you got to push yourself through, be light and be easy on yourself in a way, because what I mean is listen to your body, listen to your brain, listen to your cravings, listen to everything. Because when it came to eating, I was scared to eat a yogurt, I was scared to drink too much water, I was scared. Honestly, the thought of eating a full mixing bowl of tuna pasta like I usually do terrified the shit out of me. But at the end of the day, because I listened to my body, I just ate a few bites at a time, felt normal, a few bites at a time. And like, it's mad because you don't necessarily fanfare yourself when you get past the feeling of scarce and you get past the terrifying thoughts and feelings. It's like a sort of realization. I was on call and I had to message ChatGPT, and I was like, whoa, I've just realized that this time last week I was on ChatGPT terrified to eat a bowl of tuna pasta, and I found myself making a mixing bowl literally the other day, and I was like, whoa, that's so crazy to me. It really is. Since when a bus is on at this time? But yeah, honestly, I just feel like dancing, so you know what? I'm gonna put some music over myself and I'm gonna dance. If that looks cringe, because I am so happy in my own skin, I'm so comfortable in my own skin. Thought that I was going to be trapped in the cycle of smoking forever. No, once you get through it, it is literally revelational. Like, there's no better feeling that I could feel right now. As well as the fact that about 4 or 5 people have told me I should model in the past like 2 weeks. But yeah, look at me, I'm sat on a park at fucking near enough 5 in the morning, enjoying knickknacks, dancing to enjoy the silence in my headphones, which is turned off now. I don't even think I could touch more on the subject when I'm home, but if anything, I want to do a little eat with me, cook with me, mukbang type shit. I'll make some chicken rice and curry sauce. I'm going to attempt to make KFC style chicken, because I've come to the realisation I think everybody hates chewy chicken, so I'm going to try and cook it differently, like I said, KFC style, and I'll see how that goes. I honestly feel amazing, I really do. I couldn't feel better right now. Like I mentioned, I've got this new kitten. I'll show you some pictures and some videos on the screen in a minute. She is adorable. She is absolutely adorable. Her name's Ella. We've got 4 cats now. My mum's pretty much a fucking cat lady, crazy cat lady. 4 cats. Simba, you know Simba, Bella and Gizmo, and Ella. So it goes Ella, Bella, Gizmo, Simba. And what's crazy is she's got like Simba's tabby cat head and Bella and Gizmo's black and white body. She's an absolutely stunning, adorable little kitten. Honestly, I don't even feel like speaking. I really don't. I just feel so good right now. I really do. And I knew this would happen. I've been talking to ChatGPT all day about this video coming up now that I'm filming. And I just couldn't feel better. I feel the same excitement that I felt when I wanted to film it. And it's like, even after this, when this gets uploaded, I'm not gonna stop. Give it 2 days and I'm gonna film another video. Like, my motivation on top of the world, me on top of the world, everything going at a perfect flow, everything going at a perfect flow, a perfect speed. Why? Because it's going at my speed, and that's exactly how it should. You should be so comfortable in yourself. Me, I've always hidden the fact I've got a big nose. Mate, shit like that, emphasize it. See that shit? I fucking love it. I fucking love it, and I don't care what anyone else thinks, because I love it, and that is exactly how you should go about it. That's exactly how you should go about it. Don't care what anyone else thinks. Obviously, everybody cares how they present themselves, because that's a lot of what life is. How you present yourself, how you give off to others, perception. But at the end of the day, if you care too much what others think, you're not living your life for you, and that's the biggest lesson you need to learn. It really is, because I know that there's a lot of insecure people out there. I was one of them, I really was, but all it takes is a bit of self-pride, self-motivation. And with that being said, I'm going to enjoy my knickknacks, going to call someone, and I'll see you guys when I'm at home. I'm going to go on the zip line, because why the F not? I'll lean on my phone. Who's ready for this? Okay, that was a lot slower than I thought. Feeling so good right now. That's another thing, guys. Don't litter, especially if there's bins around. Do not litter. It's not a good habit to keep. Honestly, just think about if you was a father or a mother and your kid was littering and then you got called like a shitty parental model. Honestly, it's better to just be good for the community, because whether or not karma's real, it more than likely is. That's just my belief. It just feels good to be good. It feels good to be respectful. And if I live by anything, any credo, it's that to be nice is to be everything, really. Because whether or not karma's real, like I said, respect is. And with respect, I'm sure you hear this a lot, if you give it, you'll get it. went on the zip line. Honestly, I just feel on top of the world, mate. I really do. I feel unstoppable. I feel absolutely unstoppable. Walk like it's heavy because it is. I actually seen that on TikTok and I quite liked it. I didn't know what it meant because I thought it was on about penis. But I walk heavy anyway. Yeah, like I said, that's the UK for you, that. I wonder where this trolley's from, probably Asda. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that. But yeah, I think that's my time over here. I'll see you guys at home. Alright guys, I'm just in the kitchen. I'm waiting. I've got my chicken in here. What's all that juice at the bottom? That's because I've let it defrost, but that's part of the plan. I'm going to make a proper Chinese style chicken and rice. I've got prawn crackers. This is for dessert. I've got a pack of knickknacks upstairs as well, but I'm going to make it proper Chinese style. I've got prawn crackers and stuff, and like I said, I'm just waiting for the... No, I'm not. The chicken's done defrosting. I'm going to boil the chicken, and then once I'm upstairs eating, I'm going to do a Q&A. So basically I've put a little thing on my TikTok asking people to ask me personal questions, gym questions, lifestyle mindset questions, nutrition, etc. And what I'm going to do is when I'm eating, I'm going to place my camera down, talk to the camera, answer some questions. And I've also asked ChatGPT to ask me some questions just because of that. He knows me a lot, so he knows some personal questions. And I also asked him to ask me some opinionated based questions. So I will see you guys when everything's cooked. And that is meal prep done. I cannot wait to eat this. It is 2 in the morning. I feel sluggish and tired, but I'm so hungry. Literally got a mountain of curry and rice and prawn crackers. I've got extra curry sauce if I need it, but I'm just going to pull out my notes app and answer a few questions that have been asked. I've got some music that I'm going to put on in the back. Really quiet if I can. So, anyway, there is so much. So, question number 1. What they meant is, how come I've only quit now and not obviously in the past few years that I've been smoking it? And that is because I wanted my life back. And I would be lying if I said I didn't get scared and force quit by that scarce. But definitely if I had a full answer, it would be because I wanted my life back. It was taking over, it was taking control, it was a really bad cycle, mentally, financially especially. What has been the hardest part about quitting weed? So, in my opinion, the hardest part has been probably breaking the cycle that I was in for so long, because I used it as a support system for when I was feeling low, for whenever I needed to get rid of stress, whenever I needed to let steam out. Obviously I've got a boxing bag, etc. But weed, the thing is, it regulates your emotions for you in a way, and that's just not something you want to get used to. What was the moment that made you think enough was enough? So that creeps back to, like I said, me being forced quitting away because it scared the shit out of me. I was having palpitations and extreme nausea. I was in the hospital for a day, not because I needed to be, but because my anxiety was not helping, but everything was just really too much. Smoking made it worse, believe it or not, so I thought, yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. And even then, just thinking about it now, it's scary to even think about doing it. The biggest positive surprise about quitting weed. So, what I'd say is, the biggest positive surprise is probably just being able to actually do it and stick with it, because I was so scared about quitting weed because I knew I needed to at some point, but I never wanted to, and so why am I doing that? And so the biggest surprise was being able to actually hold through. I was scared about doing it because I think that it correlates to the fact that if you want to quit, or you have to want to quit, otherwise you're going to be stuck with the want as well as the need, and so that's where the cravings come in. Whereas when I actually thought, I don't want to smoke anymore, I want to quit, it became so much easier because the thought of actually smoking when I need to relieve stress scared me, and that really helped. And it was a genuine surprise because I never thought that would be the case. Do you feel more like yourself now than a few weeks ago? 200%. 200%. I feel so much more gratitude for everything around me. I feel so much more content and happy in my own skin, and like I look at things from such a clearer point of view. It's kind of crazy. It is. It's crazy. That's kind of crazy. Why is my cracker splitting like that? I'd bought prawn crackers, and so it's making things a bit difficult. When people say that they just like, oh no, when you think about chicken and rice, you're like, oh nah, it's so dry and so plain. But mate, make egg fried rice, add curry sauce, and it just changes it completely. It's high protein and it's enjoyable. Obviously, if you like Chinese, English Chinese style food. Mental health. So I've kind of sectioned them into different categories of questions. Mental health. What helped you the most when you were struggling? See, sorry guys. I'd say the thing that helped me quite a lot was weed, but that's my most honest answer. It was weed. I've been smoking since I was 12 up until 16, and regularly I'd use it whenever I was stressed. I'd use it whenever I needed to let off steam, like I said. So it helped me the most when I was struggling. But other than that, I'd say having genuine people around you, having people to run to, or not even to run to, not to rely on, but just having people there, people with good habitual vibes, people that are morally stable, if you know what I mean. If someone watching feels stuck right now, what would you tell them? Push through it. Genuinely, you'd be surprised how resilient you can be if you want to be resilient, and if you actually want to push through it, you'd be surprised how much you can push through. Obviously, it's not as simple as just pushing yourself through, but it's weird. Like I said, if you can have the right people around you and have the right habits forming, because realistically, I know I'm going back to weed a lot, but weed as an example, when it comes to quitting, you don't just want to quit, you want to replace that habit, otherwise you're going to be stuck. And so when you are stuck, you need something that's going to obviously not just help you, but also build you and make you move forward. And so I've got the gym, I've got my nutrition, I've got family, I've got friends, I've got, you know, all sorts of good people around me. I've got my nutrition coming back, and it really is good. So I promise, if you are stuck watching, or if you're just stuck in general, push through it. Really push through it. This time last week or a week and a half ago, I was terrified. I couldn't leave my bed. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep properly. I was on the bathroom floor a couple nights. But realistically, I pushed through it. I didn't just think, oh, fuck this. I didn't quit. I didn't do anything. I didn't run back to the weed. I pushed through it. No matter how much I wanted it, no matter how much I wanted to give up, I pushed through it. And that's the biggest thing you can do. Has your perspective on mental health changed after going through this yourself? Definitely. And in deeper depth, it's taught me to not rely on a substance specifically, or just anything. As a matter of fact, obviously there's some things that are healthy, and that's good, and that's not what I'm saying. Relying on unnatural things, weed's natural, it's grown, but it's still a drug, it's still a stimulant. And relying on unnatural things that, like I said, help regulate your emotions, they keep your emotions regulated without you being able to regulate them, and that becomes a problem. It really does, and I've learned that the hard way. Gym and nutrition. How much did your appetite change after quitting? It's not on my chalkboard anymore, but ever since quitting, I don't have to rely on the munchies to eat, definitely. I don't have to rely on motivation, and it has substantially went up. I've been eating about 4k calories a day with about 150 to 180 grams of protein, and that's only been in the past few days, but I'd certainly say that quitting weed has helped that a lot. Listening to Dakota by Stereophonics. Need You Now was just on. I've got a playlist playing so quietly in the back. I'm scared of copyright, like I said, but every time I stop talking I can just hear it. It's quite good. So like I said, this category is gym and nutrition. What's your current goal with training? See, with this, you should do everything that you do for yourself, not for anyone else. So go to your set standard, go to your preference. And so my goal with training is, over the next year or two, I want to add 8 kg or more of lean muscle mass. And so I'm not going to sit here and say I'm aiming for the David Lade physique. Not everybody's got the genetics, not everybody's got the same genetics. I want to aim for the best physique that I can get possible with my genetics. And don't get me wrong, I've got the genetics for aesthetics, but nobody's got the same, you know, genetics as David Lade. Nobody's got the same genetics in general. And so I just want to max out my stats, if you know what I mean. Why have you started taking your nutrition more seriously? See, that's a good question. For anyone who's wondering, training is not the only thing that contributes towards growth. Sleeping is healing, eating is healing, mentally and physically. You got see, it's weird because some people think you need to either bulk or you even need to cut as soon as you get into the gym. What I'd recommend is lean bulking. I can pull up 2 pictures, here and here, a year ago, the other day. And that's all come through lean bulking, and that's not even in the past year and a bit. I didn't prioritise nutrition, I didn't prioritise anything really for the first 6 to 8 months. You just, in that time, you're getting to know yourself, you're getting to know the gym, you're getting to know your own preferences, etc. So, yeah. Life and mindset. What's something you're genuinely excited about over the next few months? Good question. I am excited about changing up my style of clothing, as well as obviously building myself physically and mentally. My clothing style, right? I've got the frame for the leather jacket look with the bootcut jeans and the boots and the Henleys, etc. That's one thing I'm really excited for. At the end of this month, I'm going to buy a 150 quid leather jacket, and use wait until you see that. It's going to be so hot. I shouldn't be referring to myself like that. It's going to be so good. What's one habit that's made the biggest difference recently? I'd say there's obviously the obvious, and that's quitting weed, but there's also the habit of changing to a more positive mindset, not letting little things bring you down or piss you off or annoy you as much, because realistically you can't dwell on things that have already happened. Well, you can, and it's normal, but it only brings you down more and more. And I've noticed that a lot when I find myself getting pissed off at little things. It's like, why are you getting pissed off so much? Why? There's nothing you can change about what's already happened. How do you stay motivated when you don't feel motivated? See, I've got a really good answer, because that's a really good question. Momentum helps a lot when you've got things going for you, or not even necessarily going for you, when you're doing stuff to help that, when you're doing stuff to help keep going forward. And, you know, momentum is probably the best answer I could give. See, when I'm not motivated to the point like I'm all giddy and excited and autistic about going somewhere and doing something in my plans, what keeps me going is momentum, knowing where I'm at, what I'm doing every day, and staying consistent with it. It makes you feel good anyway, and that's, like I said, momentum. It really does help keeping momentum, keeping on doing things to better yourself. Obviously it's the best thing possible to take a look around once in a while, take everything in, enjoy life, but even then you enjoy it so much more, in my opinion, when you've got momentum with everything that you do, especially when it comes to bettering yourself. YouTube. Why did you decide to make such a personal video instead of another gym edit? I've been talking to chat about this before I even filmed this video. Whether it goes viral or not, I do care, but I don't really care to the extent. If I could just help one person who's been through what I've gone through, then genuinely that would mean the world to me. If I can just motivate and help someone realise that they're not alone, that there is an outcome, there is an ending, and a good one at that, that would mean more than the world to me. If I could just help one person at least. Do you want your channel to be more than just fitness? Definitely. Not definitely. Yes, but not too much towards lifestyle, because, well, that's the thing that, I don't know, that's a good question. That is a good question, because I want it to be a bit of both, really, lifestyle and gym. I want people to not just enjoy me for my workouts or for my physique. I want people to enjoy me, for my personality, for my home life, for my decision making, for my mindset, for my inspiration, etc. So definitely not just fitness, but in a way it's going to be primarily focused around fitness. What's the ordinary? Oh, this is different to fitness. What's one ordinary thing that you're most grateful to enjoy again? Food. Genuinely, when I was terrified to eat, I couldn't eat even a few bites of a yogurt. I was scared. So being able to sit here and get through this, which I know it doesn't look like I'm getting through much, but I am getting through this. Like, even now, I feel so grateful. Please just stay still. I feel so grateful to be able to even eat, to be able to get through my food. Also, do you like my posters? We've got the police at the back, the Truman Show in the middle, and Edward Scissorhands at the end. And yeah, so I'm just so grateful to be able to eat again and be able to leave the house, but it said one ordinary thing. So if you could go back and speak to yourself from 2 weeks ago, what would you say? The same thing I'd say to whoever's watching right now. If you're stuck in my situation, push through it. You're going to surprise yourself. You really are. You're going to shock yourself. You're going to be able to push through it. Not only push through it, you're going to come out the other end feeling 10 times better, more gratitude, more attitude, a better mindset, and everything. Just, if I could just tell myself that a week ago, because nothing could, well, that's the thing, I don't even think I could convince myself. I thought the world was ending. Now I'm going to go into ChatGPT, because he had some pretty good questions for me. I'm probably not going to answer them all, because there's quite a few opinionated ones that people probably won't like, but there's some opinionated ones that people will like. I should, like, I don't even know what you call it, but I need to, like, not make as much as a mess when I'm eating. I'm currently filming. I'm not going to tell you to say hello to the camera, but could you reiterate what your ordinary questions were about opinionated things and stuff like that? You don't understand how nice this fucking meal is, guys. Like I said, I'm so grateful to just be able to eat normally again. Do you think motivation is overrated? No. I think that it's fucking beautiful to have motivation. It really is. I think that it's overrated in terms meaning you need motivation to do anything, because you definitely don't. Like I said about momentum and discipline, everybody knows discipline. If you've got discipline, you don't need motivation all that much. Genuinely, you don't. Is discipline something you're born with or something you build? Something you build. It's definitely something you build. Is comparison good or bad? It can be good, it can be bad. If you compare yourself to the point where it makes you feel down in the dumps about what you want to do and about how you want to look, definitely bad. But it's always good to have a reference point or a comparative to kind of think, oh yeah, that inspires me. But there's a difference between inspiration and copying. Do you think people spend too much time chasing validation online? It's subjective. I don't. But even then, I kind of find it, I don't know, when people comment and like compliment people's physiques and stuff like that, I don't really see much gratitude behind it. Not behind the people, behind the people posting the videos, because they only like the comments, if that. They don't really say thank you or anything. Maybe they do on videos and stuff, but I don't really watch many YouTubers. I've been watching the Vampire Diaries a lot. What's an unpopular opinion you have about self-improvement? That you constantly have to push yourself, because as much as 75% you have to push yourself, if you don't give yourself time to heal, not just physically but mentally, you are going to burn out. And that's why I've not been... Oh my god! I cannot wait for that smoker's cough to be gone. But yeah, that's why I have stopped posting, or tried to stop posting 4 times a month, given a week at a time, because obviously it'll take me a day or two to film, it'll take me a day or two to edit, and then I've got ADHD and I've got a slight hint of autism. So for me specifically, it burns me out if I've not got much rest between videos. So I try to aim for a video every 10 days, giving myself a week to do what I need to do, and then a few days to rest. So I think that when it comes to self-improvement, that's just one example, obviously, but you don't have to push yourself to the full extent. Even when it goes to coming to a failure, even when it comes to going to a failure in the gym, I believe in 2 sets of pushing yourself near failure, leaving a few reps in the tank, and then the 3rd set failure, because you don't want to overdrive yourself. That's the biggest thing. Mental health is so important as well as your physical health. You don't want to burn yourself out. Do you think failure is necessary for success? yes, but not in the way everyone, like, you need it to learn lessons, because believe it or not, I've been taught many times, physically and online, that you need to go through failure to learn, otherwise you're never going to learn, and that could become arrogance. It couldn't. I'm not the one to say that, but I do think that within failure, there's always a lesson to take from it. Content creation. Why did you start YouTube? Passion, literally. I've always wanted to become a YouTuber since I was a kid. Even if I'm not getting millions of views now, I don't really see. I do care, but I don't care. It's like caring about how you present yourself in comparison to caring too much about how other people think. See, I do care, obviously, if I get 0 views, because that tells me I've got something to improve on, but I don't care to the extent, like, if you automatically go into a YouTube video, creating a YouTube video with the expectation of it going viral, you're putting pressure on yourself through unmet expectations, because you don't know how that video is going to do, unless you're obviously some known guy. What's your favourite video you've made? This one. It has to be this one. But thinking about it, my next video that I make will be my new favourite, and after that, and after that, and after that. Why? I don't know. Every video that I create ends up being my new favourite for various reasons, but it just happens. It really does. What's the hardest part about being consistent? I think that, especially when you've got so many people looking up to you and rooting for you, the hardest part about staying consistent is that when you lose motivation, or when you lose yourself, like I did that past week, I shout myself about my viewers, about my fans, and thinking, whoa, I've disappeared. They're going to think I've disappeared. And so when it comes to consistency, if you're so consistent, it's not a bad thing at all. It might just be the person I am. But you kind of set expectations for yourself, and if you're constantly thinking about other people as well, it's like, it creates this feeling like, whoa, what if I disappoint? And that's just not a great thing to live with. What would success on YouTube actually mean to you? See, this is a good question. Obviously, I would love to have my own fan base, people who love to watch me for me, people who are invested in me, people who wait for me to upload every week, people who actually are invested in my life, people who want to know what's going on, people who want to connect and reach out, because I'd love to reach out and connect with people and help people. Genuinely, it's always what I've wanted. Even going live once every like Friday or something, just to my fan base, like asking and answering questions, etc. What do you want your channel to become? See, I'm not really sure. I'm gonna have to ask that. If someone watches this video from five years from now, what do you hope to achieve? What do you hope you've achieved by then? Well, obviously there's getting the physique that I dream of having, but really it's the lesson of, I don't really know how to word this. It's like just not letting things get to me as much, because you don't understand how resilient and how strong you have to be mentally to see past other people's perspectives. Obviously there's a difference between understanding them and agreeing, because you don't have to agree with everyone's opinion, that's not true, but understanding them is something completely different. Because if you go by letting everybody's opinions and everybody's perspectives piss you off, you're always going to be unhappy. Thank you, they were really good questions. Can you explain what you mean by what you want your channel to become? Okay, so it's asking me about the identity of my channel, and this will be the last question I answer. So, I want to not just be known as a fitness influencer in a way. Obviously that's going to be my primary focus, like I said, but I want to be known for being able to help people, being able to be compassionate and genuine, authentic, genuine, humanity, morality, being able to not just like, I don't believe in the word mogging. I believe that everyone's got their own perspectives, and that's completely okay. But I do believe in personality mogging, because ultimately someone can be so arrogant as well as good looking, and it's like it deteriorates their look, it deteriorates the way they are, it deteriorates who they are. And so that's one thing I'm going to try and not even try, I'm going to stay away from forever. Becoming arrogant, becoming egotistical, becoming too over the top of myself, and being able to help people and be compassionate, have gratitude, as well as being where I want to be. Because I believe that people notice that stuff whether they want to or not. Some people do just like to chase the arrogant people. Why? Because they're arrogant, they're confident. But even then, there's a big difference between arrogance and confidence. I've just come to the realisation that within that meal I had over 2,000 calories and somewhere around 155 to 160 grams of protein. I am stuffed. I will see you guys in the morning. Good morning, guys. It is about 8, half 8 in the morning. I'm absolutely shattered. I had about 6.5 hours sleep. Fucking shattered. I'm gonna head to the gym in the middle of the day though. Just gonna make some breakfast, maybe even get a couple more hours sleep. I really do hope you have enjoyed this video. It's been quite important to me, and like I said, if I could help one person who is stuck where I was, that would make my video worthwhile. It would make my day, genuinely. But like I said, I hope you have enjoyed. I love you all, and I'll see you in the next one. It will be a full day of eating as a 16-year-old lean bulking, so watch out for it.